What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Locks here on Scores and Odds. If you haven't signed up for Scores and Odds yet, making bad life choices, just go sign up. It's got all the tools. It's got Grant's Action Lounge, which is free right now, but won't be free for much longer. Throwing in all my bets, got all the bets from the show that's absolutely been crushing. Had a nice little, over 5 unit night last night. Just absolutely destroyed. You've got this prop shopping page where it tells you exactly what RG's projections are and where the best line is. So saves all the work for you. You just sort, go through all this. And if you haven't already done so, and I don't know where you're watching this if you haven't, go ahead, subscribe to the Scores and Odds YouTube. Go ahead and follow Scores and Odds on Twitter. That's where we're going to be streaming this every single day. So if you can't find it over on the RG channel, that's because we're over on the Scores and Odds channel. So just go get signed up for Scores and Odds and go subscribe everywhere because we are crushing it, and I'm showing you exactly what I'm betting. Pretty much at this point in the day yesterday, I had 9K on the line. Today, I have 7.5K on the line. These are my bets. Some of them are at worse odds because I get limited on other sites, such as MGM right here. I had to take Trae Young, I think, over at -115. But I'm just doing all the research for you. I'm doing everything, and I'm joined by one of the best in the business, knows what he's doing in the gambling realm, Justin Carlucci, a.k.a. The Luch. How you doing over there, buddy?
What's going on, Turd Ferguson? I've been waiting so long to say that, so glad to finally be here. Your show is really kicking some ass, man, so I'm happy to be on here. Man, really elaborate spreadsheet you have. I've tuned into a couple of shows, and I'm impressed. You're tech savvy, man. I love it.
It's not tech savvy. I was an accountant for 5 years. This is just a balance sheet income statement.
Learning something new every day. I didn't know. Cool. But man, it's a wild 12 gamer we have here. Injury news is pouring in the NBA, and it's going to be a lot to unwrap. You know, I'm guessing we probably only have about like a third of the news we're going to get come first tip off around 7 Eastern tonight.
Yeah. I mean, when I woke up this morning, nothing. Did not have a single bet. Then after looking around for a while, I only had like 5 bets. And then as the news has started just coming in for the last 45 minutes, I've just been hitting one after another, like just constantly flying. I can almost guarantee that I'm going to end up betting several on this show. And I'm trying to tweet out the link to this so that people know where to go with at the Luch.
That's me. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm still digging through a bunch of stuff. So you'll see some of my first kind of reactions with some of the lines. There's just so much to unwrap. And I was like in the process of looking up, hey, what does no Brandon Ingram do to CJ McCollum? How are the books going to adjust? And I have FanDuel open. DraftKings didn't have anything open since the injury news last time I checked a couple minutes ago. So we'll have to.
Yeah, McCollum's line's finally up at 27.5.
Sounds about right.
Which, yeah, I still might end up paying that. I don't think we have there's a ton of value in that. Look at DeAndre Ayton. Yeah, so many lines weren't out today. I'm gonna hit the DeAndre Ayton over 14.5 points. How is it 14? I get it's against the Heat, but he's been sitting at like 18.5 points recently. So how is it at 14.5? Am I missing something?
Is Booker back worth 4 points?
Yeah, forgot about Booker being back. That's exactly what I was missing. I forgot that news dropped about 30 minutes ago.
Gosh, I mean, that's still a lot, though. That's a lot. I mean, Cam Johnson's out. I know he doesn't matter as much as Booker or Chris Paul, but that's a big drop off for a guy who's been playing pretty well. Grant.
So I can get 574 on FanDuel. I'm taking it.
Go for it.
Boom. Yeah. No, if you guys can't see the screen, then pretty much just go full screen, and that's pretty much it. And you should be able to see everything. I tried to enhance it as much as I possibly can, still getting things open. Again, I've been scrambling for the last few hours, just finding bets, and I'm looking to see if there's anything that's just popped up, and I'm probably going to hit. Do I want to hit Ayton over 26.5 PRA? That does sound good. What do you think?
It does sound. It sounds pretty good. Like, we got to find some coach speak. How much does Devin Booker play tonight? Is he going to play 40 minutes? I don't know. But I think the points prop is probably my – I mean, that's low. I know Booker's back. I get it, but that's just –
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I like the points prop better too. I don't know. I can't remember what I bet. Andre Ayton. But my main thing is if I can get the points prop on multiple different sites at pretty much the same thing, then I'll just hit the points prop on both. But looking at the points prop right now, it's sitting at -110 over on FanDuel. Fox Bet isn't going to let me get it, and it's at -115, where the points, rebounds, assist prop is sitting at -106. So I just hit it live here on air at plus or -106. Just have to, sorry, I'm scrambling a little bit right now. We're going to go game by game here in a second as soon as I get everything uploaded. But yeah, it's a real pain trying to do everything at once here and trying to keep on top of things. Where are you, DeAndre Ayton? It was to win 1,000. Where did it go? I just lost it. 1,095.82. Yeah, no, my accounting background, I pretty much have to have that's not right. 574. That's where I messed up. My accounting background won't let me have numbers slightly off to adjust later.
I had no idea you were an accountant, and we've known each other for probably over a year now. And I don't know, usually you're probably drinking and tweeting about Costco and their dumplings. So that's where we first kind of had common ground, because I half of my living probably goes to Costco. But I thought you were just probably a people greeter or something. I had no idea what you did in your past life. So cool to know that Costco's the bomb, man. Their hot dogs are where it's at.
Oh God, I'm a big fan of their pizza. Their pizza is absolutely fantastic, and big fan there. Oh gosh, this is an interesting. So Batum coming. I guess we'll go game by game. I'll deal with that when we get to this. Let's just dive right into this. Boston, Charlotte. I've got a few bets out on this one. I thought about Plumlee over 4.5 points. Could not pull the trigger. I don't know why. He just hasn't been hitting lately, but that line is so low. So I'm kind of just out on that. But the lines I do like are Tatum over 29.5 points, Brown over 3.5 assists, and Brown, I believe I hit, over 24.5 points. Those are the lines that I really like today. They're all a little bit too low considering it's a matchup going up against Charlotte. Well, I don't know if both Tatum and Brown are going to hit. I know that pretty much for sure one of them's going to hit. So it's just both of them have a 57% chance of hitting in my book, and getting at -106 odds and the -110 odds offers a decent amount of value on both. Chances of missing both are very low in my opinion. Do you have any bets from this game, and do you like those bets?
I like them. I don't have any action yet, but like you, it's going to be a long grind for me till I get my final card, and I'm trying to play DFS tonight, so it's been a lot. But I do like the Tatum points line, and again, a lot of this kind of goes hand in hand with DFS research or matchups you like to target, and it is the Charlotte matchup here. A lot of the books use historical data, and averages, and when you have such an extreme matchup, you definitely favor the higher usage guys here. And I'm putting Tatum on my bets to target. I don't know where it's going to fall come tip off, but I agree. I would say those estimates are probably pretty accurate, and those are the two usage guys from Boston that you want to look at their overs tonight for sure.
Yep. No, that's pretty much it for it in that game, though. Charlotte, huge downgrade matchup. Boston, huge upgrade matchup. If you want something on the Charlotte side, again, Plumlee over 4.5 points, LaMelo over 19.5 points. Neither of them are bad bets, but not ones that I didn't end up taking. Let's move on to the next game here. We got Chicago going up against Detroit. I got two bets that I absolutely love in this spot here. Actually, I got three. One I really, really love. Marvin Bagley over 14.5 points. No Isaiah Stewart. I think it's confirmed out, right? Oh, yeah. Yep. That's not confirmed out yet. That was it. I knew there was, one of the centers dealing with something that was not quite sure yet. Yeah. So Bagley probably going to play a decent amount of minutes, should be in the low to mid 30s. They want to use him here. 14.5 points, probably a bit too low. Matchup versus Chicago. Chicago's been giving up a ton of points recently. Bagley, 14.5 points, too low. DeMar DeRozan, I got it plus 150 over 5.5 rebounds. He's hit in 5 of the last 6 games. Absolutely ridiculous that Caesars has it over at plus 150. Levine over 24.5 points. Just a bad line. I keep hitting it every single day. Chance that Vooch, it doesn't end up playing. Good matchup going up against Detroit. They've been keeping games competitive recently, but that line is just too low considering the matchup. Those are my 3 bets from this game. I love all of them. My favorite being DeRozan, followed by Bagley, and Levine's just a solid overall line, especially at minus 104.
Yeah, I like Bagley a lot. He's been super involved, and like I was watching some Cade Cunningham highlights, and I think my eyes were more glued to how Bagley was being used than Cunningham. And he's in Detroit for a reason, and they're dinged up. They want to see what they have in the kid. Chicago's terrible defensively. I actually wrote up the Sixers the other night when they played Chicago, and the Bulls have just been atrocious against top talent in the league. Now Detroit is the furthest thing from a top team in the league, but if you take Caruso and Lonzo off the court, their defensive efficiency just plummets. So I think Bagley is a fantastic play. He's on my card right now, and I'm debating on taking Cade. We'll see where that takes me to, but I think Cade and Bagley are both great plays too.
Yeah, Cade, I was thinking about that one. His points prop sitting at 19.5, just a little bit too high for me at the moment. I may end up changing my mind. Like if I had to pick one, it would be on the over. But I do, look at that. Look at that. Is over of 31.5. Gosh, I hate it that I don't have MGM. Like 31.5 PRA. I've been hitting 30.5 over almost every single day. Oh gosh, I wish MGM didn't hate me so much. That would be so nice to be able to hit that line. I'm gonna suggest it. I'm gonna throw it in here. Let's see what I have for Aiden's over points, rebounds, assists. Reality check. Yeah, get it, FanDuel. Stop telling me to do things. It was sitting at 26.5. Yeah, if you guys have MGM, go hit Cade Cunningham over 31.5. I'm gonna hit it over on Superbook. Because Superbook, do they have it? You're over in Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah, I've never used Superbook, and we're quirky here. I have access to most sports books, but I can't do other strange things. I can't play certain games on Underdog. I can't play Prize Picks here. I can go to Jersey in New York, and I do spend some time there, but not enough. So when I travel, I hit the Prize Picks and all that stuff, which is nice.
Yeah. No, I'm going over to California later this month for a little bit, and then over to Arizona, and then over to Vegas. I'm planning on opening up some points book, or it's not some points bet, some accounts over in Arizona so that I can get some nice little bonuses over there. It's ridiculous to me. So certain accounts, if you guys go to different states, certain accounts you can actually open up a new sportsbook account and still get the bonuses. I think MGM's one of those. Caesar's one of those. DraftKings and FanDuel are on different systems, but Bet Rivers is one of those. Barstool, I think, is one of those. So I'm going over to Arizona for about a week. I'm going to open up every single account and hammer everything that I can. Just real simple. It's free money. Take advantage of it, guys. It's one of the best things you can possibly do. Yeah, I just did that Cade Cunningham over at Superbook, putting it up there on MGM because most places don't have Superbook. So that's a bet I really like. Anything else you want to move on to the next game?
I think Bagley points is just such a smash. I wanted to emphasize that again. The game against Indy where he was kind of thrusted in finally, 33% usage. That's a huge freaking number. He only played 20-something minutes and put up 18 real points, and then followed it up against Atlanta. Had a lower usage, but he had 19 points. Good to see him play that allotment of minutes, though. And Isaiah Stewart being out is definitely huge. So I like Bagley quite a bit. I might even throw a couple bucks on his 20 plus points at plus 300 on FanDuel. Just a little sprinkle off the 14.5. That's a nice number, right?
I'm going to hit that too.
Let's get it.
I'm going to hit 20 and 25. Let's see what's 25 sitting. I mean, like you look at what he's been doing recently. Let's see. Bagley, 19, 18, 14, 16. And the 18, 14, 16, 21, 18, 27 minutes. Yep. Good matchup going up against Chicago, especially if what's his name is going to be out. If Vooch is out, that's just another downgrade to their defense. Bagley plus 300. I don't know what they'll let me get on that. Bagley plus 25. So let's see what they'll get.
And it's only a 6.5 spread here. You think Pistons Bulls, woof, but really like no slight to Chicago, and DeRozan's been great, but like they just haven't performed well against, what are they? They have a miserable record against top 7 teams in each conference. Again, I know Detroit's not a top team, but that 6.5 spread, it's not like we're talking 15 here or anything. So I think the game will stay fairly competitive here. So Bagley should get the run.
Detroit's been playing pretty well recently. I mean, they're 6-4 in their last 10, if I remember correctly. They've actually played some decent teams and beat some decent teams recently. So you'd be surprised. Like, they have the talent. They're finally healthy. They can't be a great team, but they can at least be a competitive team. Like, realistically, at this point, they're playing like a low-end bubble team. That's where they're at. Like, so not great, but can keep it close with almost any single team. So I like that quite a bit. Me and Stevie were on the morning grind last night, and he's like, I like Chicago -6.5. I'm like, I'd go with Detroit. I absolutely think that Detroit is better than people realize. But yeah, let's move on to the next game, Phoenix versus Miami. Real simple for me. I have the 8 and overs, and that's it. There's not a ton of other lines out there. Like, there's nothing else. I don't know if too much stuff has come out on Booker yet. We don't know what his minutes limit is going to be. Everyone's healthy over on the Houston or Miami side of things, and Oladipo's in the mix. If I'm going anything on the Miami side, it's probably going to be unders, but there's nothing that stands out as a good one. And Booker's line is out at 26.5. I'm staying away strictly because he had COVID. You never know how that's going to affect you. I know that Porzingis is going to rest on Friday. Play Friday, rest Saturday.
Total sidebar, Grant. Carson Wentz got traded to Washington.
Love it. Love it for Indy. Washington's just a trash heap, but the Commodores suck.
Jeez.
What was the actual trade?
I don't know. Just I know we're talking hoops, but that pretty crazy 24 to 48 hours here in the sports world. Where I saw that ticket you had, man. You got the Denver Futures. Nice. I actually I played.
Trade,
go ahead.
The trade is a 3rd round pick and a 2nd round pick and Carson Wentz.
Wow.
Or 1 3rd round pick, 1 2nd round pick, and potentially another 3rd round pick if Wentz plays 70% of plays or of plays, and then Carson Wentz and a 2nd round pick the Commanders get. So pretty much they're giving up a 3rd round pick to get rid of Carson Wentz contract, or getting a third round pick. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I'm a big Seahawks fan, so Russell Wilson leaving sad, but I'm like, Broncos are my team in the AFC, which, like, it's just because I live out here. Like, they're the second team I'll root for, and they've had 3 of my favorite quarterbacks over the last 15 years: Tebow, Manning, and now Russell Wilson. So, I'm not angry about it. I have futures. Sad to see him go, but Seattle probably needs a rebuild, and they probably need to get rid of Pete Carroll. But moving on to the next game here, we got Lakers versus Houston. I got nothing. I don't like any bet. We don't know about the news on LeBron. We don't know about the news on Schroeder. So there's really not much lines out there. Do you have anything?
Yeah, no, I don't yet, because I didn't see a bunch of lines, and you're right. There's a lot of moving parts here. I will say, depending on the news, I might end up taking some action when we finally, like, I don't have any lines on prop lines on FanDuel right now, but Jayshawn Tate didn't go through shoot around. Is Christian Wood hurt too? Hold on, let me just check.
Christian Wood is questionable. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are things that matter. I mean, if one of them miss, or God forbid both of them miss, I want to see what the odds are on Kevin Porter stuff, because it's still going to be a fast pace. And, I mean, we're at a 6 line now, and it's the Lakers. So this is going to be a fast game. So I think there is definitely some optimism to hit some overs in this game, if that's what you're into. 234 total is a nice number as well. Houston's not in a lot of competitive games where there's high totals, so this could be an interesting spot based on who's available.
Yeah, and before we get to the Atlanta-Milwaukee game, I think I'm going to hit – let's see. Okay, yeah, DraftKings is having problems in Colorado right now. That's unfortunate there. If you – like, I don't know if you have the DraftKings app open or whatnot, but you can get plus 100 on over 24.5 points for Donovan Mitchell right now at DraftKings and any other state but mine, it looks like. So I don't know why they just are having issues, but I'm not happy about it. It is what it is. Like, most of the lines aren't out. I can see them on other sites. And over, I think the score is an odd site. Yeah. So we have it at 26.5 points. So go hit Donovan Mitchell if you can. Next game, we got Atlanta versus Milwaukee. I'm big Trae Young guy tonight. I have the over 26.5 points. Got it -105 over Fox Bet. over 19 or 9.5 assists, minus 110 on MGM. And then over on points, rebounds, assists, I believe. No, I haven't hit that yet. I might hit that. What's it sitting at over on everywhere? Let's see. I'm pulling it up. But then over on the other side, okay, yeah. I'm still waiting for DraftKings. That's why I haven't hit it yet. My dog is really needy right now. Let's see if it's actually up right now. Young. Okay, yeah. No, I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, if you want to hit points, rebounds, and assists at DraftKings over on any other state but Colorado, go hit it. But yeah, I'm on Trae Young's side, and then over 20.5 points for Middleton. I think he's hit this in 4 of the last 5 games. Yes, it is the second of a back-to-back, but it's a solid matchup going up against Atlanta. That's what I got. You got anything?
I like the Trae Young number. Have some action there. John Collins probably still going to stay under 30 minutes, so that kind of matters. He goes through spurts where they just don't want to play him as it is, and he's still kind of working his way back. So, I'm not as concerned of the Drew Holiday defensive matchup thing. It clearly didn't matter for SGA. That was why there's some industry chatter of maybe not playing SGA, but he smashed. So I do like Trae Young. The Bucks haven't been as good defensively last 15-ish games or so, and we know they like to play at a fast pace as it is. So I like the Trae Young call quite a bit, and Vegas thinks it's going to be competitive.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the next game. We got OKC versus Minnesota. I'm fairly certain you've been on the same page as me, just hammering the SGA points line. Now, this is the first night where I don't know if I'm going to hit. Oh, gosh. Yeah, no, never mind. As soon as it goes up on FanDuel, not on FanDuel, on DraftKings. Do you have the DraftKings app open? Because this is what it seems like. It's just not showing up in Colorado for me for some reason. Because it's supposed to be at plus 100 over on DraftKings.
That's what I have. 29.5 plus 100 for the over. Yeah, must just be a Colorado thing.
Yeah. So I have no idea what's going on, but hit SGA over 29.5 at plus 100. When you get up to plus 110 on the other sports books like it is right now, doesn't work out as well. I wonder if I can check. It might just be my browser. I'm going to check on my phone here.
I think the big thing there is, too, on the other side of the ball is D'Angelo Russell and Anthony Edwards are both questionable. And I know that they slaughtered Portland without them the other night. Oklahoma City missing as many body parts as Portland probably is, but I would take the odds that it's not going to be like a 35-point game, and we at least see 3/4 out of SGA, and he's been incredible, and he might only need 3/4. I mean, Minnesota's been playing really fast, so
he's hit 30 points in 3/4 each of the last, I think, 4 games.
Ridiculous. He's ridiculous. So I'm just going to keep hitting the over until the wheels fall off there, pretty much. I'm with you.
Yeah, but that's pretty much all I've got at the moment. Like, I don't hate it. Anything on the Minnesota side, we just don't know. Next up, we got Orlando versus New Orleans. It looks like the prop model also likes the bag or the Baisley unders. Let's see. What is it sitting at?
We have
Baisley. Ooh, I kind of do like that. You can get minus 105 over for points over on Caesars. If I had Caesars, I'd hit that. I don't like it as much over on the other side of things. And points, rebounds, assists, you can get minus 106. I don't like that quite as much. But I'd hit, if you have Caesars in your state, I'd hit the under of 11.5 points. Let's see, what is it sitting at? Baisley minus 105, so 500 would pay 500. Sorry, trying to do things. 500, 76.19, and that's my spreadsheet because I wish I could bet it. Easily under 1.5 points, 500. 1 point, whatever it was. 19. All right, so go hit that, guys. The prop model's been absolutely crushing it, absolutely just destroying the world. Moving on to the next game here, we got Orlando versus Pelicans. I don't think I bet anything in this game yet. The only thing I was thinking about is McCollum over points. It finally came out. Um, was it over on DraftKings that it had it? Let's see. Fulham. Yeah, sitting at 27.5. That's where it should be. Like, with no BI, that's the only thing I would consider. But the line's finally gotten a little bit too high. I ended up doing a nice little ladder on him last night, and it didn't turn out too terrible.
Yeah, he's been so good. And, if you toggle him on the court and you take off Josh Hart and whoever left, they've been extremely efficient with him. Actually, let me find it here. I'm interested in McCollum, but his assist rebounds combo at 13.5. I'm interested in the over. When you take Ingram off the court the last 4 weeks, he's hit this number pretty comfortably. So I think it was 13.5. Let me see where we're at here. But yeah, while most people might obviously look at the points and then look away, he's been racking up the peripherals. Yeah, 13.5 over boards and assists. I have minus 111 on FanDuel. I like that a lot. Should be competitive. It's Orlando. He over 100 plus minutes. He's averaging just over 2 more assists per game without Ingram on the court, whenever he's ran without him. So, and Devontae Graham's role has kind of diminished. And so I think that bodes well for McCollum and his potential assists. And he's been rebounding pretty well too. So I am in on McCollum over 13.5 boards and dimes tonight.
Nice. I like it. Let's move on to the next game here. We got New York going up against Dallas. I hit a lot of Randall lines. I got the Randall over on points, Randall over on assists, Randall over on PRA. I like all of them. I think Randall has big nights. Pretty much the entire offense right now is him and Barrett. Not a terrible match versus Dallas. And yes, they are decent dogs, but Randall's been hitting it at a decent rate recently, coming off a massive game here. Seems like he's got his mojo back. I like the Randall overs. And assists, let's see, looking at his numbers recently, 4.5 is probably a bit too low. He actually hasn't hit it in the last 4 games. Prior to that, 7, 8, 3, 10, 6, 7, 6, 5. So if you use recency bias, it doesn't seem like a great pick, but I'm not going by recency bias. I'm going over the last 10, 12 games where he's averaging closer to 6 a game.
Yeah. Man, he just had a killer night. I was so close to a GPP takedown on FanDuel, and Randall was my late night hammer. Couldn't get there because Jordan Poole kind of screwed me with a garbage time 3, but it was fun. He was great. He even picked up a little bit of foul trouble, so he probably left 4 or 5 minutes out on the court there. But yeah, it was him and Barrett. The Kings were a cupcake matchup, though. Obviously, Dallas plays pretty slow, but Mitchell Robinson is questionable. My best guess is he doesn't play. Noel's out. Obi Toppin's out. So you're missing some big guys. So he'll probably, Randall's versatility is going to be key here. He'll probably see some more minutes playing some small 5 if Robinson doesn't play. So that should earn him even, you could see him play 40 minutes tonight if the game's competitive. So I just want to see if Robinson off does anything for Julius Randle. Yeah, I mean, using our Chord IQ tool, which is awesome, by the way, at Roto Grinders, you can toggle guys on and off, and looks like we have Randall coming in 23.74 real points per 36. So don't hate that at all.
Yep. No, definitely a solid overall bet. Moving on to the next one, Toronto versus San Antonio. I've got nothing here. I thought about hitting this Scotty Barnes over PRA. I don't know if we've gotten official news on Fred VanVleet, but if VanVleet's out, I'd probably end up hitting that. But overall, not really a bet I like in this game.
Yeah, and it looks like VanVleet is probable, although they've been a nightmare with their injury reporting the last 2 weeks. So, on such a huge card, I'm just picking my spots elsewhere here. I mean, the Spurs play at a nice pace, to rack up peripherals and points. They don't play a ton of defense, but until we have some clarity here, it's just kind of a pass for me too.
Yeah, let's just move on to the next game. Denver going up against Sacramento. Another game that I don't have a ton. Monte Morris under 21.5 PRA. Got minus 111 over on FanDuel. I think that's a pretty good overall line. And that's kind of it. Jokic's numbers are probably where they should be at. I mean, Let's see. Jokic, his points prop is sitting at 27.5. Like I think on the season he averages 26. So add in the good matchup going up against Sacramento, and not really something I want is assist prop sitting at 9.5. Not something I want to go in on. His rebounds prop sitting at 14.5. Again, I'd rather go on the under on that one because those are just high. But the match versus Sacramento makes it probably just no real advantage. Like those numbers are both all a little bit high, but the matchup actually dictates that they probably should be.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. I'm interested in Harrison Barnes on the flip side over 18.5 points. Not a phenomenal matchup, but no Sabonis matters. I don't have a huge sample size here. It's like 100 minutes, but when I took off all the guys they traded away and Sabonis, there's like 100 some odd minutes or so, and Barnes averages like 30 real points per 36. So I don't know. He's playing a ton of minutes. He's going to play as many as he can handle in a competitive game here. He's gone through his spurts where he's been really aggressive at the foul line once or twice in the last month or two. So I think we'll see aggressive Harrison Barnes tonight. So I like over 18.5 for Barnes, and I might sprinkle a little bit on the 25 plus for Barnes tonight.
So I'm looking at something that you probably haven't looked into at all. It just kind of popped up on my radar. DeMar DeRozan over 0.5 blocks, sitting at plus 270. So he's got a block in 3 of the last 5 games going up against Detroit. Detroit's going to be driving to the rim, whether Grant, Bagley, Cunningham, whoever he ends up on, he's going to have decent shot volume going up against him, has a decent chance of a block. They get a decent amount of blocks. I'm hitting that. Well, it's over on Caesars. I'm hitting it slightly less than this, but blocks. Yeah, sitting at plus 270. So
nice.
That would pay off 1480 full unit.
I feel like a lot of blocks props, like the lines just don't make sense a lot. So when you can find a needle in the haystack like that, I definitely like it. Plus, it's a real rush. It's like, all right, is he gonna get a block or not? It's as a fan and as a bettor, it's interesting rooting for things you don't normally root for.
Oh yeah, it's a blast. Yeah, Superbook. I have like 10 bets out on Superbook, but I know that's not available, so I didn't end up putting it out anywhere. Like Marvin Bagley over 0.5 blocks, saying at plus 128 over on Superbook. Reggie Bullock under 0.5 blocks and steals at plus 188 over on Superbook. It's a bad line. I actually hit the DeMar DeRozan over 0.5 blocks, but saying at the same line over on Caesars. Terry Rozier over 0.5 blocks, saying at plus 260. DeJounte Murray over 0.5 blocks, saying at plus 260. Superbook just has bad lines when it comes to blocks, and I don't understand it, but I'm more than willing to take advantage of it. Let's move on to the Portland at Utah game. Only bet I really like in this spot is Donovan Mitchell over 24.5, but I'm waiting on DraftKings to put that line on the board over here in Colorado because it's saying at plus 100 there, and I don't want to take the plus 1 or minus 105 over anywhere else. I'm checking to see if they've actually updated anything. Nope. Looks like their system is still kind of down. I'm going to try and reopen the app, but that's the only bet I really have here. Gobert sitting at, what's his points total sitting at? 14.5. I don't hate the over. I don't love the over. Probably very little positive ROI. Is there any bets that you like in this game?
Yeah, to be honest, this is a pass for me too. I the blowout worries me a little bit. So if anything, I might be inclined to take some Utah unders in this one.
Yeah. I mean, they got absolutely crushed by Minnesota without Edwards or Russell. 18-point spread. It's a little rough. Yeah. Portland's in rush. What's Josh Hart? I hit all the Hart overs, and I don't think he actually has a line out at the moment.
I don't see one. He buried me the other night, but I'm willing to put it behind me.
Yeah, I mean, if the line comes out at the same spot, I might end up hitting the over. I don't know if I'm going alt overs like I was, but he just shot terrible. Last game of the night, we got Washington versus Clippers. I don't think I have anything in this game right now. I thought about hitting the Kuzma over assists. What's it sitting at? 4.5 minus 118 over on FanDuel. I couldn't pull the trigger there. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything. I refuse to bet on the Clippers anymore. I've lost like 20 grand this year betting on the Clippers. They've single-handedly destroyed me on a nightly basis for the last 2 months because you can't figure out their rotations. You never know what they're going to do. So I'm just done with them. Is there anything you like in this game?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna hit Reggie Jackson over. He's just been shooting terribly. God, if you look at his game log the last 2 games, he's 6 for his last 32 from the floor, and last time I checked, it's pretty bad. So, his usage is
It's
still
not
high.
good.
Good. No, it's terrible. But he's a guy who has no conscience, so he'll keep shooting until Ty Lue pulls him out, and you gotta love taking overs on guys who just don't care, if they're missing or making. So, I think it's a decent matchup for Reggie, and this is a good spot to go back to him.
Yeah, definitely don't hate that too much. Yeah, just real
But
simple.
But you're right. Like if they're playing bad, or if Lou just sees something they don't like, he's done hockey line changes and just stuck with the second unit for half the game, and that's where it gets frustrating too. But I feel like it'll be competitive tonight, and I think Jackson's in a good spot.
Yeah, no, definitely don't hate that. I think that's it. It's easy asking Capella over points. What's it sitting at? I'm guessing not take that. Capella sitting at 8.5. That is pretty low. I still don't like it. Probably not getting run the fourth quarter with Collins back. His minutes are all over the place. I know he had 31, I think, in the last game, and he had decent minutes for the games before that, but that was before Collins came in there, and then Collins was coming off the bench for a little while. So can't trust his minutes at any given spot and matchup versus who was it, Milwaukee. Yes, they'll need his size a little bit, but I think he's going to struggle there with Bobby Portis. Not really a guy that he matches up well against, so I don't have any interest in Capella. You on the same page?
Yeah, same page. There's so much uncertainty there, and especially with Collins back. If Collins was out, we'd be having a different discussion, and the line would probably be higher. But yeah, I can't go there tonight.
Yeah. All right, Carlucci. Well, thanks for hopping on. Hope I have you on again. Anything you need to plug on this show?
No, I just appreciate you. We're really pumping out some content on Scores and Odds. Keith Eister wrote his first article for us yesterday. Free article, talked about his process with props. He went 4-0, smashed SGA, a couple of Suns props. Really sharp mind who also offers our premium picks from time to time. So definitely looking forward to good stuff from Keith in the future. We have great golf stuff on Scores and Odds too. And by the way, if you are like, where is all this stuff? You go to the More tab and hit news on scoresandodds.com. And you can find it on our socials too. There's you, Grant. Wow.
I see me. Gosh, you look handsome.
Yeah.
Keith
Right.
4-0. Yeah.
And a bunch of good stuff from Joe and STL Cards with the players coming up, and it's going to be brutal. It's going to be windy here. So I definitely want to check out some PGA stuff that we have on Scores and Odds. That's it. Thanks, man.
Yep. I just fully trust in Noto and STL when it comes to golf. I don't know nearly enough. So they've treated me well. They got me a golf live final with fantasy draft back in the day. So
wow. Yeah, by the way, Noto,
it was a 4-person final.
Well, you were one of 4, so got to see. Man, that's a blast from the past, and it's crazy how much has changed. But big shout out to Noto. Took down 20K in PGA DFS last week. And the stuff they put out on Roto Grinders and Scores and Odds is just can't say enough good things about it. Very diligent, good stuff, and big win for Noto for sure.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, it's been fun. Thanks for joining me, Luch. Guys, we'll be back on again tomorrow. I don't know for how long. It's like a 2-game NBA slate. Dean might be on with me, and we might just be talking about movie reviews because we have movie bets going on, and I have to watch Boogie Nights tonight. He has to watch Lord of the Rings and A Knight's Tale. What are your thoughts on A Knight's Tale?
It's gonna be a long night. Long night for Dean. 2 nights? Did he lose 2 bets, or is it like parlayed?
He lost a bet yesterday and last Friday. He's struggling trying to get to Lord of the Rings since it's like over 3 hours. But I might. The fiance is out for the next few days, so I might do a Lord of the Rings marathon. Because gosh, I love those movies.
Cool. Well, hopefully we have some bets to watch tonight. I think it's gonna be a good night. Looking forward to it. A huge slate. And thanks for having me, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for joining. All right, guys, we're out of here. See you.